if you've got a 36-inch vertical jump, or God help you, a 38 or 40-inch vertical jump, you have called more motor units into contraction than a guy with a 22. Now, this is not material to just the test, all right? It's material to the training effect of explosive activity, all right? If I've got a 22-inch vertical jump and all I am able to contract in that vertical jump is 25% of my motor units because my nerves are shitty and my sarcomeres are shitty and everything about me is shitty, right? Do you see the difference between the training effect of performing a snatch between that guy and this guy way over here with a 40-inch vertical jump? You see the difference in the training effect. In other words, a snatch doesn't take very long, but the guy with a 40-inch vertical jump is actually contracting more of his muscle mass during the execution of the snatch than this guy over here with a 22-inch vertical jump, right? You clearly see that the training effect for those two guys of the same exercise is different, all right? Now, if you have selected for people with freak vertical jumps, and that's all that's on your Olympic weightlifting team, well, you might be under the impression that you don't need to deadlift, right? Because heavy snatches and heavy clean and jerks work you in a different way than they would work the guy with the 22-inch vertical jump.
Well, not under the impression, they actually don't. I mean, they'd be a good idea, but they actually don't, because they win at that with that amount of training.
Yes.
So in fact, they don't. The problem
but
is
it's a function of who's in the locker room.
The problem is when that gets extrapolated to the rest of the guys who it
exactly
doesn't apply to.
the problem with countries. Oh, I don't want to name a country like this, but where Olympic weightlifting is not as important to their Olympic program as another country, and as a result, they don't have access to the athletic talent that, for example, Bulgaria does.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, the Chinese have 1.5 billion people to make a team out of. They can probably find a whole bunch of real strong, freak athletes to put on that team. Doesn't matter how you train them.
Right.
But if you don't have the option of exercising that kind of control over the genetics of the roster, then you have got to figure something else out, don't you? Right? And if you don't think that a 700 deadlift contributes in a positive way to a 450 clean, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't have how to have a conversation with you about that because you're not very bright.
Another way to say that, which might be less offensive to these dumb fucks,
that's very important.
Is that the guy who has the 450 clean and has never deadlifted before is not that far off from a 700 deadlift.
He's already doing.
He's already
700.
there. Even
he's
if
already
never
doing
done
a 700 deadlift. Now he could get to an 800 deadlift with a little work, and that would improve his clean.
Yep.
But if he's winning anyway, why would it occur to his coaches to do that to him?
That's right.
Well, you've got to understand that if that's not who's on your team, that you're going to have to do something to make F go up. And how do you make F go up? You add 5 pounds a week to his deadlift.
So what you're saying
now
is...
that's not complicated.
So what you're saying is elite athletes need to be trained different than your average person.
No, what I'm saying is elite athletes can be trained differently than your average person.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody needs to be stronger.
Okay.
It's not as crucial for somebody with a 40-inch vertical because he's already strong.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. If the Chinese had any sense, look at it this way. All right. Now, this may, by the time this thing goes to air, maybe I'm going to be wrong about this. But a 266 kilo clean and jerk has never been beaten since 1988. Taranenko did 266 in 1988. Now, do you know of another sport in which a
record
world
from the
record
80s.
was 35 years old?
I think they break the sprint.
You know,
the 100-meter sprint like every 4 years.
Every other sport
Yeah.
seems to have a better grasp on how to train people. And here we are talking about elite lifters, right? These are freaks.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
what I was getting to is people who train elite athletes that sell that program to average people and say, "Hey, if you do
That's right.
this, then you're going to
It's
perform
fraud.
like
If
this."
you want to look like Dave Draper, you got to train like Dave Draper.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Guess what? You're not going to look like Dave Draper if you train like Dave Draper because Dave Draper is Dave Draper. All right? There is no better example of this than bodybuilding. Bodybuilders are born, they're not trained. They've got big, fat muscle bellies. They got long muscle insertions. They have naturally thin skin. And they respond very, very quickly to anabolic steroids. These are all genetic traits. Bodybuilders are born, they're not produced. If you don't have capstone deltoids when you're 12 years old, you're not going to be a bodybuilder. Okay? It's genetics. That's all there is to it. And if you don't think that applies to all other sports, then you're just, man, I don't know. Maybe you're a member of NASM. You know? I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of stupid people running around, you know. But this is just simple arithmetic. The power equation is so fucking important. And it's all just right there. F is the trainable variable in the power equation. Don't worry about the other two.
Right.
All right? Don't worry about the other two. If all the kids on your team have got average 22, 24, 26, 28-inch vertical jumps, you can still improve their power. You get their squat and their deadlift and their press up. And then you have them practice exploding under the bar with the snatch and the clean and jerk and the power clean. That's you can make it more complicated like that if you want to. And I realize I'm selling this, right? I'm the one selling this. So yeah, I'm selling a product too, right? And it has to be. But as always, refute the argument.